Hey guys, it is Friday night, and you know what that means? It is Friday night with beef, and thankfully, so much thankfully, we are hanging out in the kitchen tonight because it's a scorcher outside, which is not a bad thing, but we are doing something fun tonight, and we are teaching you how to make a wonderful, amazing beef stroganoff in one dish. That's right, because not only are we saving you from the heat outside, but we are saving you having to wash a lot of dishes tonight. So you're only going to have to wash one dish tonight. So, hey, be sure to check in. Let us know where you're watching from. Give a shout out to your favorite Colorado beef ranchers and producers because they are who sponsored today's amazing video. So thanks to Colorado Beef Council and all of our amazing producers for having us on to share our love of beef with you and then do our traditional Friday night. We are switching now to once a month. So our next Friday Night Live is going to be August 14th, and we've got an amazing Tex-Mex beef torta we're going to do. So take you on a little sandwich fun that you can enjoy now or wrap it up and take it on the road with you as well. So anyone checking in there, Ann?
Andy, yep. And Andy, if you could do me a favor, can you send a comment or a question so we know that functionality is working?
Rock on.
Since you're on with us.
We always like to check technology and make sure that we are set to go. So leave your comments, leave your questions, and then don't forget, if you're looking for today's recipe, you can go over to cobeef.com. We've got a little tab up top called Cooking. You click on that tab, that'll bring you into all the recipes we've done on all of our live events, and it brings you to our beef locator map that will tell you where you can find some amazing Colorado beef to stock your fridge, your freezer, and your belly area there too. So you ready to go, babe?
Yep.
It's cooking time. Let's do this. So easy recipe tonight, but super fun. We're going to preheat our cast iron, get that all set. Tonight's beef, as we always talk about what we're cooking with tonight, we are going with some 80-20 ground beef. And the reason I went a little bit fattier tonight with that 20% was that I wanted to have a little bit of extra fat in the pan when it came time to saute those mushrooms because the mushrooms will absorb a little bit of that fat, and we wanted to give them a little bit so this dish wasn't too dry, right? So we're going to start off with that. Come on in, babe. Let's show ingredients tonight. We're going to do some cremini mushrooms, right, or some baby portobellas. We have some fresh thyme that we're just going to pick. Recipe says you can chop it or you can leave it whole. We're just going to pick that and let that go. You know, we have my favorite squeeze tube garlic, so we've got that all set and ready to go there. Listen, the controversial ingredient of the night is peas, and I know that some of you love peas, and I know that like two of you that texted me today, you don't like peas and threaten to unfriend me. So tonight we're doubling down on peas to celebrate that unfriending threat. All right, we've got a little bit of sour cream, which is going to finish it off and add some beautiful creaminess to it, and then this. You have a choice. You can use a Dijon mustard or a whole grain. We're going to add a whole grain just to give it a beautiful, well-rounded flavor. And then pasta. Now, I went to the grocery store and I was doing pasta shopping, and the pasta calls for a whole grain penne, which was a little bit hard to find, right? And that's okay. I substituted. So I called an audible and we went with these no yolks egg, like how these like the no egg dumpling pasta. So that works out fantastic as well. Good to go?
Yep.
Questions? Hostilities? Okay, let's do it.
Just about the peas.
Who said the peas?
Nobody. You did.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that was a hard conversation to have this morning, I'm telling you. Brutal. All right, so you can hear the sizzle, right? What I want to do is just let this build up a little bit of flavor, right? I don't want to start chopping it. I want to get a little sear on it and let that go for just a minute. And then I want to get everything else ready. I know I'm going to saute the beef with the mushrooms and the garlic, so I want to have those guys ready. As always, if you feel you want to adjust your seasonings, just salt and pepper work out fantastic. And we love the grinder, just being able to crack some fresh black pepper and to mill some salt, and we are set.
We've got some pea lovers. Doc and Andy both love peas.
Doc, I love Doc because Doc loves peas.
And hello to the whole Norgren Arnold family who are watching right now.
Does Chester like peas?
I don't know.
Diane will tell us if Chester likes peas here in just a minute. All right, so here's what we're doing. We're going to slowly just start breaking this up. And we don't want to go too fine, you know. I'm not trying to look for sloppy Joe chop, but I just want to get these guys broken down a tiny bit so they can start cooking. Release a little bit, or render a little bit of that fat out. Okay, I know I like pepper, so I'm going to hit this guy with a little bit of pepper. Oh, hey, you know what? I forgot. Tonight, listen, tomorrow night, we're doing our Super Simple Saturday, but we can't have guests tomorrow night. So tonight, we have guests in our kitchen. Mark and Kelsey came to hang out with us. They're over, babe, they're over that way. So say hello.
Hi, guys.
So we have guests. They are going to sample, and then of course we have these two scrappies. They're going to sample the stroganoff tonight and let us know if peas or no peas. I'm going to leave it up to them to get going. All right, come in here. Check this out. So look at what we're doing. You can see the fat kind of rendering, but look at this. Flip it over. We're starting to get a little bit of color on there, and I just want this ground beef to soften up a little bit and cook into those little chunks so we get a nice little bit of happiness. And then I'm going to let that a little bit more of that fat come off the pan. We're cooking in our cast iron today, but you can easily use your large saute pan that you have in your kitchen as well. All right, now we start to see a little bit more spray coming, so we're going to add 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms, right?
Yum.
Yeah, so good too. And like I said, I want to let these guys enjoy a little bit of that extra fat we had in that 80-20, but I like to leave these mushrooms on top so they get a chance to kind of sweat just a little bit, and then we're going to mix them in and get going.
Oh, we got 2 for no peas. Daniel and Luke. No peas.
Who said no Luke? Or who said no peas?
Daniel and Luke.
Okay. I don't know what's wrong with you guys, but I think...
That's why they didn't get invited over tonight.
That's exactly it. That's exactly a good point. And then that's why you didn't get invited over last week when we made like the world's best pea salad, until Annie made me ruin it and add pasta. So, all right, stay in here close. So we'll get that stirred in. That all mixed in nice. Keep that flame on super hot. Don't.
Oop, you lost one.
I did. Man down, man down. Don't worry about turning the flame down. You want to keep it on high. You want to keep a nice sustained heat.
What kind of mushrooms do you like best?
I like mushrooms. Just when anything that starts in mush and ends in room, totally a fan of that. I love creminis, baby portobellos. I dig them. I love that woodiness, that earthiness. I will tell you that last week, what is going on here tonight? Last week, I bought a 1-pound bag of dried morel mushrooms, and we're going to have a mushroom festival here. I'm going to do really cool mushroom pizza, but...
Not the illegal kind.
No, not the illegal kind. Seriously. Did you say that out loud?
Sorry.
Yeah, so I love mushrooms, and I'll give you a mushroom tip. If you want to bring out like that whoa, like you eat a mushroom and your eyes roll back in your head and you're like, oh, saute them really dark, like get them golden, get them caramelized, so you bring out that umami. That's actually a glutamic acid that comes out of that mushroom. All right, so here we go. Check this out. Here's the fun part, right? This is one dish, right? We said one dish.
Right.
So now we're going to add our pasta.
How much pasta?
What?
How much pasta?
2 cups. So 2 cups of uncooked pasta. We're going to add 14...
Uncooked?
Listen,
Uncooked?
I'm not kidding you. Uncooked.
All right.
All right, then we're going to add 14 ounces of beef stock. Now, I said you can adjust the seasoning, right? Whether it's pepper or whether it's salt. But keep in mind, knowing that the beef stock has a little bit of salt into it, I try to be cautious to not put salt on top of salt on top of salt, so that when you eat this, you've got a salt bomb. All right.
So Diane and your wife, by the way, say more mushrooms.
My wife? Oh, you. Got it. I'm so confused. I thought you were talking about my other one.
Diane.
All right,
and
so
also
check it out.
your wife.
Okay, now that this is all set to go, we're just going to cover that, right, and let it cook. And through the power of television, and hold on just a second, in case you're wondering, that cast iron is really hot. All right, let's move this guy over this way. Now, could you use pre-cooked pasta? What an excellent question. Hey, check it out. If you want, you could even use some pre-cooked pasta. So here's a little bit of pasta I cooked ahead of time. If you wanted to skip the beef stock and move right into the finishing part of it, you could add a little bit of pre-cooked pasta to save yourself some time. Question, my dear.
What's the difference between stock and broth?
Stock is made usually from bones and vegetables. Broth tends to be made more from byproduct, fat, those types of things. So stock has a lot more flavor. It tastes a little more robust. All right, so let's catch everybody up. So we sauteed the beef. We sauteed the mushrooms. We added our pasta. We added our stock. We're going to let that sit for 9 or so minutes until it cooks. This is what it looks like when it is done. So that, yeah, careful,
That was
that's hot.
hot.
I told you that
Well, I
was
was
hot.
gonna
Why
wash
would you
it
touch
away.
that? Seriously. It's like Friday night food fight. All right, check it out. So look at the color of the noodles though. The noodles absorb some of that beautiful like beef stock flavor. So we get like everything fantastic like into the pasta. So we're gonna heat this up. Now we're gonna add tonight's secret ingredient, peas. Listen,
I'm gonna eat this batch.
and I'm
You
just
can
saying,
eat
if you want to
that
add extra
batch.
peas, you throw extra peas in there.
Oh, come on, babe.
Don't let anybody tell you can't add peas. Then we're gonna stir this around just a little bit. Yeah, the text message said, I am sorry, we can't be friends anymore because nothing deserves peas. So my Facebook friend count went down by 1. All right, check it out.
Good thing your helper's
Listen,
down
listen. So you can hear that starting to sizzle. We're gonna add a little bit of sour cream. This is totally up to you. It calls for a 1/4 cup of sour cream, but if you want to make it a little more creamy, you want to add a little bit to it, go for it. Here we go. Check it out. That's that whole grain mustard. And then once you hear that, turn your heat down a little bit and get that mixed in.
Yeah, I'd say more sour cream,
Yeah?
maybe.
Well, let it mix in a little bit. You can always, if you want to, you can always, good point that you brought up. If you want this a little creamier too, you could maybe hit it with just a touch of milk, maybe a little more beef stock as well, just to thin that sour cream out a little bit. But I like to just kind of let it do its thing and get that all mixed in. Well, we hope everybody's having a blast cooking this summer. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming for you. We're going to start doing some YouTube videos for Colorado Beef Council as well. So we'll let that finish for a second. We've got our first video coming up this month. We're going to talk you through how to reverse sear a steak. So we're going to walk you through that whole process and show you really how to get that ultimate beef experience on your grill with that new hip technique everyone's talking about, the reverse sear. And like we always say, tonight's recipe you can grab at cobeef.com. Go to cobeef.com. Up top we have a little tab called Cooking. You can click that tab. That'll bring up every recipe we've done. I think we're on week number, I want to say this is week number 13.
Oh.
Yeah, this is week number 13. So we've got 13 recipes in there for you. And then also you can find a beef locator map that will help you support our Colorado ranchers and producers and get some of that amazing, epic, delicious, wonderful Colorado beef in your fridge or in your freezer, which then translates into your...
So this recipe was a hit. You got a lot of yum
Doing
comments.
awesome. I
Yep.
love it. Well, get in there. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? It's so easy, and it's literally, this is one dish. Like, I only have to dirty one dish. Question.
Could you use the noodle water to thicken the sauce?
You absolutely could. Yeah. Who brought that up? That is
That's a good
that is
question.
like epic. Yes. You are watching cooking shows. Totally. You could easily take this pasta and put some of that noodle water in there as well. That would do a great job of thickening because you have that starch from the noodle water in there. But this is it. Let me grab a bowl. You go in on that. Focus on how delicious that looks. I'm going to grab a bowl so our guests can quality control, because we got to make sure it tastes delicious, right?
Right.
All right. So.
Annie asked that brilliant question.
Annie Patton. She always comes up with the good ones. All right. How's that look?
That was great.
Not fantastic. All right. So let me come over this way quick. We have to give our guests a spoon. They are the quality control. And we listen.
Make them share a bowl.
But they're husband and wife, dear. It's okay. And we've already told our guests that no matter what it tastes like, they're just supposed to agree that it's fantastic.
We got to get the first bite.
It's quality control at its finest here in the kitchen.
I'm going to make sure to get a lot of peas.
I'm going to make sure to leave the peas for Kelsey.
Here we go. House divided. Peas or no peas?
Peas.
All right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Peas.
More sour
Very
cream.
good.
Any adjustments? Look at Annie's like sour cream. Hey, you could put Parmesan cheese on there if you wanted to finish it.
that'd
You could again add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Question.
Yep. What other spices would work? Red pepper, cayenne. What else?
If you want to add a little bit of heat, I would put a couple pinches of chili flake while you're sauteing the ground beef, just so that the chili flake opens up and gets into that fat and really helps dissipate. So you're getting a smooth effect of chili flake, not a, whoa, I just ate the whole spoonful of chili flake. That would definitely work good. If you want to kick it up too, you could add a little bit of smoked salt. Smoked salt would be fantastic.
And how does this freeze?
It's not going to freeze that well because we don't have. Sometimes you need like a roux, right, to help bind that sauce, and we don't have a binder in there. It will store well in the fridge, but if you freeze it, when you pull it back out to reheat it, you may have to add a little bit of cream to it to get it to cream out again, because otherwise that sour cream, when it freezes, comes out a little bit weird. But honestly, like this, okay, so if we divide this in half, I'm thinking here's dinner tonight, here's my snack a little bit later, and then there's breakfast. So I mean, really, if you think about it, we're cooking efficiently here tonight. And like I said, those pasta noodles taste awesome because they've really absorbed that beef stock. So we've got a nice, well-rounded flavor of that sour cream. We've got, I know, right? I'm tongue-tied. Mushrooms, beef, all that in there. So, all right, quick and painless, you guys. That is Friday night with beef tonight. And like I said, don't forget, grab today's recipe. Go to cobeef.com. Click on that little cooking tab. Download it. We've got a ton of recipes. Add them all to your playlist of favorite culinary hits, and you will be a beef rock star, I promise. Once again, huge thanks to all of our producers. We know you guys are not taking days off because that's not what you do. You are out there tending to your herds and making sure you keep us all well fed with Colorado beef. And for that, we appreciate you guys very much. So I'm Chef Jason Morris for the Colorado Beef Council. Have a great rest of your weekend. We will see you in August on the 14th for Mexican Tex-Mex torta. So we're going to rock it with a sandwich, and we will see you then. So be sure to leave your questions and comments below. We will answer them for the next week. Keep you guys well fed with content and knowledge, and we will see you in August. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.